Bow, 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 bow. Lord, I suffered through the years. I picked so many tears. Bow, 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 bow. Y'all know I had to hit you with some Tupac. In this episode, we are going to break down the tiers for the first round of fantasy basketball. We believe every NBA fan should support fantasy basketball content. This is my first time breaking down the tiers for fantasy basketball. I have some general ideas of where I want to place people. I also know that I might have some radical takes. It's worth noting that these tiers, because category league first round and points league first rounds are so similar, this can work for both platforms. But I would say that I am approaching this with a points league lens. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. We're going to just address the pink elephant in the corner of the room. We know who's going to go in that S tier. And the first player is Nikola Jokic. So we'll go ahead and drag Jokic up here into that S tier, the superior tier, number one. But many believe that he stands alone. Many believe that there is not another player that should exist on this tier with Jokic, who is the consensus number one. But I heard a report from another analyst recently that gave me some insight into Victor Wembanyama and why we should consider putting Victor Wembanyama into that category. Like, I've been on the record saying that if you picked Wemby 1 over Jokic, that I wouldn't be mad at it. I have mentioned it, but I've never actually placed them in the same tier until now. So the other player that we want to get into this S tier for the first time I've ever seen it is going to be Vic. Oh, look, the universe does not want me to put him next. They're like, Robin, are you sure? Are you sure? They're like, put him back down. We're going to put Victor Wembanyama. Now, here's the thing. We haven't fully seen Victor Wembanyama break fantasy basketball the way we've expected him to, right? He's been banged up. He's had issues. The reports are he will be starting the season. The reports are he is healthy. If this man can stop shooting threes and really lock in to being a big man and get that scoring up to like 24, 25 points a game, 4 blocks, 3.5 to 4 blocks, it's going to be crazy, yo. So for me, I think the potential of Wemby is far more interesting to me than the durability and consistency of Jokic. Although I would probably take Jokic if I had the one pick, I think it's time this season, especially if we get a full healthy year of Victor Wembanyama, to reassess what this tier looks like. So I'm going to start it now, and I'm going to say Victor Wembanyama is in that S tier. Now, I have a few players in the A tier. The first one is SGA. I just think SGA, if someone drafted SGA second over Victor Wembanyama, I wouldn't be mad at it. If you picked SGA over Jokic, I might question it, but there might be a point where that's just kind of a interchangeable decision, right? Now, the next player after SGA is in the same tier, and that's Luka, skinny men's health magazine cover boy from the Lakers, Luka Doncic. And this, to me, is a no-brainer. I believe that this guy, for points leagues or categories, is going to put on for the city. There have been seasons in his career when he was close to averaging a triple-double. Like, yes, Jokic is that guy. And yes, Luka has some concerns in other areas of his game. But overall, for fantasy, I would put him in this second tier. Now, the last player, especially when we talk about a points league, is Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Giannis doesn't get as much love in category leagues as he gets in points leagues. If you are punting turnovers, then obviously his value goes a lot higher in category leagues. But I think this can apply to both points and category leagues, having these guys in the same tier, especially if you're disregarding the turnovers there. So far in the S tier, we have the Joker, Wemby together. In the A tier, we have SGA, Luka, and Giannis. And now we are about to move into our B tier. Our B tier starts off with Anthony Davis. I just think that Anthony Davis is solid. You know, he's been a super high level fantasy contributor. The issues with him have been surrounding health, but when he plays, he does well. Last season, he didn't play that many games. He played 51. We would have liked to see more, but also Luka also played 50. Victor Wembanyama played 46. Last season, Anthony Davis finished the season at number 6 in points league rankings, according to hashtag basketball, averaging 24.7 points per game, 11.6 rebounds. So Anthony Davis is a dog. And if he's healthy, he's going to produce at a top 5, top 6 level for fantasy basketball. The next player is somebody that I'm high on and others maybe are not, from the Detroit Pistons. We got your mans in them, Cade Cunningham. Now listen, I get it. Cade Cunningham is not a name that we're familiar with saying in the same sentence as first round fantasy basketball. But last season, he finished in the top 10. He finished at 8, averaging 26 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 9 assists. It's not a game, people. So for me, the fact that he's younger, I would even put him ahead of AD here, maybe. Consider it, right? Where with Anthony Davis, you're going to get these numbers, but you have the concerns around the health. And that's one thing that stands out. Cade Cunningham played 70 games last season. Let that sink in. So your man is going to be durable. He's going to be healthy. And then he's going to give you these all-star level numbers. The next player is somebody that I'm kind of on the fence about putting here. And honestly, I really have a lot of question marks around it because there's so much happening in the coaching landscape for NBA. And we saw a big change on his team from the New York Knicks, Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns finished number 9 in fantasy points leagues last year, averaging 24.4 points per game, 12.8 rebounds. I think we might see a regression here, but because of the injuries to Halliburton and Tatum, as well as Lillard even, we're seeing some gaps here in the first round and some opportunity for folks. So I would even be open to moving Cat down here to the C, to be honest. Like he's close, you know what I mean? But for right now, let's leave him here in this B tier. And if you guys like this content, you want me to do more of these tier episodes, please let me know in the comments and I'll definitely cook those up for you. Another player that I wasn't going to put here in the B tier, but because I already put Cat there, I just got to do it. I'm going to go ahead and throw Anthony Edwards in this B tier. So far we got Cade Cunningham, AD, Karl-Anthony Towns. I'll even move this around. And Anthony Edwards. Now, Anthony Edwards finished in points leagues, I want to say at 18. So not the best, but look at this. For points leagues, your man is averaging 27.6 points per game. Come on, man. Like, where they do that at? Your man is out here cooking with hot bacon grease, and he's still super young. So we might expect to see a leap from him. We don't know. Like, it might really go down this year. So for me, I am all in on Anthony Edwards this year. I want to see what he does. I had some trepidation and concern. I wanted to put him down in the C tier, but you know what? Let's just go for it. It's our first one. Let's see how it plays out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling players for this C tier. Some are higher on Domantas Sabonis than me for points leagues. I think he goes in this tier after these guys. That's just me. I thought about putting him in the B tier. I just didn't want to throw 5 players in the same tier here. Whatever. We'll just go ahead and throw him in that C tier. But again, Sabonis has been super consistent. Obviously, one of the best players for points leagues, and he's been consistent. Last season, he finished at 11, averaging 19.1 points per game, 13.9 rebounds, and 6 assists. So he is an absolute stud. The next player in this C tier, we're going to go with Trae Young. I love Trae Young this season. I just love Trae Young in general. I think he is a fantasy darling, especially if your league increases the value of assists, which most standard scoring for Yahoo as well as ESPN do that. So if those assists are heavily weighted, this is a guy that could very well lead the league in assists yet again. So after Trae Young, I'm going to go with the beard, James Harden. James Harden is getting slept on in a lot of spaces. We're seeing him go in the second round for points leagues projections on a lot of platforms. But for me, I'm all for it. I'm like, let's grab him, man. I'll grab him in the first round. I'm not trying to wait around and see if he slips to me. I'm okay with grabbing him towards the end of the first round. The next player I want to throw in this tier is Tyrese Maxey. I love Tyrese Maxey. And honestly, I might even rotate him up here in this area with Sabonis and Trae Young. I think that he's going to have a great season, and I think Joel Embiid and Paul George might end up, knock on wood, being banged up. I would never wish an injury on a player, but these guys just don't play. Now, right now, we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we got more than enough players for the first round. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're one player over our first round limit, right? So these players in these tiers can be interchangeable on where you take them. But clearly, Jokic, Wemby, I don't think there's much of a debate there. You might debate that maybe Wemby shouldn't be in the tier with him, but you can't deny Jokic. Then for the next three, SGA, Luka, and Giannis, I don't think anyone would dispute that. And this is where it gets interesting in the first round. Cade, AD, Ant-Man, and Karl Anthony Towns. I almost want to even put Karl Anthony Towns down a tier. And yeah, I think I want to put him down one tier, honestly. It just doesn't feel right. Move him over here. And then I think I might just go ahead and put the beard in the D tier. I'll lower him a little bit and I'll take Maxey with him. Okay. So I want to make sure I fill out all of these tiers, and we can do an assessment afterwards to figure out if we want to make some changes. But I'd like to include some of these people who are going in the second round here in that F tier. So these are people who are going at the top of the second round in 12-team points league mock drafts, and sometimes even go in the first round. So we'll go ahead and put LeBron, Father of Time, James, Devin Booker, who I think is going to have a killer season, Paolo Banchero, Steph Curry, KD, LaMelo, and a guy that we see go in the first round sometimes, Jalen Brunson. I'm not as high on Jalen Brunson, and maybe I shouldn't be as high on Karl Anthony Towns either because of the coaching change. As you know, or you probably know, Tom Thibodeau, their former coach, would run these guys to the ground, where their new coach, Mike Brown, might not do that. So we don't know what to expect there. So I'm going to take one more look before I lock this in. Okay with the S tier, okay with the A tier, fine with the B tier. C tier, I'm okay. D tier, I think I want to move somebody up into that to balance it out. So let's move LeBron up here into the D tier. And we will even move Paolo, or we're going to move D-Book in here. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the episode. We did it.